everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be talking about this year's European Union elections that took place between June 6 and June 9. So if you're ready, let's just delve deeper into the 2024 EU parliamentary elections and how the tide shifted during the French and British general elections. So 751 deputies were elected to the European Parliament, which has been directly elected since 1979. Since the UK left the European Union in 2020, the number of members of the European Parliament, including the President, has fallen to 720. No other EU member body is directly elected. The Council of the European Union and the European Council are only indirectly legitimized through national elections. Although European political parties have the right to campaign EU-wide for European elections, campaigns are still conducted through national election campaigns that advertise national delegates from national parties. The European Union has a multi-party system that includes ideologically distinct European parties. Since no European party can come to power alone, parliamentary groups must work together to pass legislation. European parties have the right to campaign for European elections, though parliamentary groups are strictly prohibited from campaigning and spending money on campaign-related activities. Candidates chosen by the parties for the presidency of the European Commission led these Europe-wide campaigns. Although there was no legal obligation to force the European Council to recommend the candidate of the strongest party to the EP, it was assumed that the Council would have no choice but to accept the voters' decision. Therefore, following the victory of the European People's Party with 21.5% of the total vote, its leading candidate Ursula von der Leyen of Germany was elected president of the European Commission. The two major parties are the center-right European People's Party and the center-left European Socialist Party. With the help of other smaller parties, they form the two largest groups. There are also many other groups, including Democratic Socialists, Greens, Regionalists, Conservatives, Liberals, and Eurosceptics. Together, they form 7 groups recognized in the Parliament. MPs who are not members of the group are known as independents. The election results show that left-wing parties have 252 seats in the EU Parliament, and right-wing parties have a total of 453 seats, almost double of the left parties. As the election results show, the right-wing parties have been gathering more votes compared to the previous elections and passed the left-wing parties. But this doesn't mean that the right-wing won in the legislative elections. Right after the resounding victory in the EU elections, French President Emmanuel Macron dissolved the parliament and called for a general election, in a gamble to prevent the far right from gaining legislative power in France. In the first round of the election, Marine Le Pen's far-right National Rally finished the night as the leading party, capitalizing on growing dissatisfaction with Macron's centrist Ensemble party and concerns over immigration and security. Traditional parties like La République En Marche and the Republicans saw a decline in support. The left-wing parties, including the Socialist Party and La France Insoumise, formed a coalition known as the New Popular Front to consolidate their voter base. Before the second round, the leader of the far-left New Popular Front, Jean-Luc Mélenchon, announced that the alliance would withdraw from the constituencies that the alliance finished third to support the centrist Ensemble and prevent the far right from gaining more seats. Shockingly, the left-wing New Popular Front managed to win the most seats in the second round. The National Rally, although victorious in the first round, fell to third place in the second round behind President Macron's Ensemble alliance. No single party or joint administration achieved an outright majority, leading to a fragmented parliament. In the future, this situation may result in coalition building and compromises to form a functional government. So let's get more specific with the results of the general election in France. The new Popular Front got a 32.6% vote rate and an impressive 188 seats. Ensemble got a 27.9% vote rate and 161 seats. The National Rally got a 24.6% vote rate and 140 seats, which puts them in the last place. The voter participation rate of 66.63% was one of the highest in the French political history. Now we'll look at another country, the United Kingdom, another country that witnessed an impressive left surge. The leftist Labour Party gained a significant number of seats, achieving a majority in the House of Commons and the Parliament of England. This marks a major shift in the UK political landscape after 14 years of the Conservative Party. The Conservative Party experienced substantial losses, reflecting public dissatisfaction with their handling of key issues such as the Brexit leadership, the economy, public services, and the Rwanda deportation scheme. Smaller parties, including the Liberal Democrats, the Scottish National Party, and the Green Party, also saw varying degrees of success. The SNP maintained strong support in Scotland, while the Liberal Democrats and Greens made gains in specific regions. The fragmented House of Commons could lead to a period of political instability and negotiations to form a coalition government. Policymaking can be difficult without a clear majority, and the influence of both far-right and left-wing alliances can shape the legislative agenda. With the Labour Party coming to power, significant policy changes are expected, especially in areas such as social welfare, health, and environmental policy. Labour's approach to Brexit-related issues and relations with the EU may also differ from the previous Conservative government, potentially leading to new negotiations and regulations. Even though the right made a remarkable victory in the EU elections, the left managed to resurge in both France and the UK. This trend may underline voters' demand for change in addressing key issues such as social welfare and especially immigration. The political landscape across Europe looks set to witness continued evolution, with elections in Slovakia, Czech, and Austria approaching. And this is the end of our video about elections. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and as always, it was Hefsel Times.